Hello everybody, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It might just be me, but Algorand at 36th spot on coin market cap, 26.5 cents an Algorand, $1.9 billion market cap, just doesn't seem right for one of the fastest, cheapest, most environmentally and economically viable blockchains out there, with a ridiculously robust team behind them and crazy marketing now coming into the mix. It just doesn't seem right that Algorand is on spot 36. Algorand can easily be a top 30 cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, it was, and I truly believe that it belongs to be in the top 30th spot now. I definitely believe that it should be even higher, but let's work to get back into spot number 30th. You see, Algorand has a lot of great things going for it, and I think a lot of people are going to be kicking themselves in the ass for not jumping on the opportunity to own Algorand. I think that everybody needs to really do their own due diligence and really definitely need to invest in researching a company, researching a cryptocurrency investment, and any investment for that matter. But for me, it's clear Algorand is definitely shifting and pivoting, and I think that Algorand is definitely going to be rewarded in the next bull run, and a lot of people that are getting behind Algorand and investing in the project are also going to be rewarded in the next bull run. It's clear to see that they hired a brand new CMO that's already making waves, or so it seems already making waves, as we can definitely see a shift in dynamics. Let me explain. The new CMO, Jessica comes from a very robust background with nearly a decade in marketing experience. She worked at WhatsApp, which is working for Meta. She worked at Nike, and she also worked in Apple. And she believes that Algorand needs to cater to the younger generation, and Algorand needs to be a global brand, a global recognizable brand. This is something that I've been saying on this channel for quite a while. Some people are like, Adam, you were hating on Algorand, but now you're back on the bandwagon. I was never hating on Algorand. I just wanted the best for Algorand. And hiring a marketing officer who actually has experience and understands what to do is one of the definite weak points that Algorand had. And now that they're shoring that up, there are less weak points. Now, I'm not naive and gonna say there are no weak points of Algorand. Every project, every investment has weak points, but one of the major weak points of Algorand was marketing. And we can see that there's a lot of ramp up of marketing. Yesterday, I put out a video of Stacey Warden. She did an interview with Yahoo Finance. If you missed it, the link is up above. It's an extremely good 5-minute interview. You should definitely watch it. And in the interview, she explains what Algorand is, layer 1 technology, crazy speed. But if anybody doesn't know what Algorand is, and if you guys didn't watch the video, let me abbreviate and let me summarize. Algorand is a layer 1 blockchain. What exactly does layer 1 mean? Layer 1 means people build on top of you. And by people, I mean developers developing apps. What do I mean by apps? DeFi dApps, DeFi decentralized applications. That's what I mean by apps. And because they're building on our layer 1 technology, everything that's being built on top of Algorand has the Algorand security, and Algorand gets to profit and benefit from all of the development on Algorand. You see, Algorand themselves don't need to develop products. Algorand themselves just need to develop an extremely good blockchain so that others can develop on top of them. Besides for that, Algorand is building products, but you get what I'm trying to say. They have something called instant finality, which means if I send you a transaction on Algorand, it's instant right away. But there is a small lag of around 3.5 to 4 seconds. It's actually under 4 seconds. It hasn't been over 4 seconds for a while, where the lag actually hits the blockchain. So if you're doing business or you're doing a large transaction, even peer-to-peer, you don't have to wait 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, so on and so forth. It's just essentially there right now, which also helps with gaming and NFTs and pay-to-plays and fungible tokens within game purchases, so on and so forth, because it's instant. Not to mention, Algorand's fees are stupid cheap. It's 1/1000th of an Algorand, which means you can use Algorand literally all day long, 86,400 transactions for just a couple of dollars. Every second, every hour, of a 24-hour period for an entire day, and it's just gonna cost you a few dollars to use. Not to mention, to use Algorand every single second of every single hour, every single 24 hours in a day, it's gonna cost you the equivalent energy of around 5 cups of tea, to boil 5 cups of tea. So you guys get what I'm trying to say. So by hiring Jessica, the Chief Marketing Officer, I believe that this is a push to get Stacey Warden in front of the right eyes and ears. And it's not just going in front of Yahoo Finance. Besides for that, she actually has an interview with CoinDesk. And in this interview, she goes over what happened with KRAKEN, and she's explaining what regulations is doing, so on and so forth. And if you missed that interview, I'm gonna play it for you right now, just a minute and a half. Please enjoy.
You know, I think the arguments to support the SEC move here would be twofold. And the first is the one that you just said, right? And I'm not an expert on how the KRAKEN protocol works, and I, of course, wouldn't opine on that. But the idea is, yes, that it wasn't a pass-through. And if it was more of a pass-through profit-taking from the underlying protocols, then, you know, it is being said that maybe they wouldn't have gotten in trouble. Again, I don't know, but that is, as you point out, what is being said. And, you know, secondly, I think it's this point of, you know, is it going to be good for decentralized protocols more broadly, as again, you mentioned. And, you know, the idea here is that, you know, the argument that the SEC could make here is like, look, you're an exchange. You happen to be an exchange for digital assets. Exchange, why shouldn't we regulate you just like all of the other exchanges in our jurisdiction? Just the fact that you have digital assets as opposed to equities does not make you different in any way. And I think that's the argument that they would also use to. Now, you know, for me, I think the broader point here is that it's not the regulation so much, it's the way that regulation is taking place. This regulation by enforcement, the lack of regulatory clarity. I mean, you know, Jesse Powell, KRAKEN, and Coinbase, they are trying to do the right thing. And with some better regulatory clarity up front, they would have, you know, in my view, probably done exactly what the SEC needed them to do, but they're just not being told. They're being punished as opposed to given guidance. And I think the ecosystem more broadly is getting a little, you know, they're unhappy about that.
And as you can see, it seems like she's getting in front of more publicity. It seems like she's getting in front of more people, different publications, and she's just speaking on different types of headlines. This is one thing that I was criticizing Algorand and Silvio Micali when you had the fall of FTX. There was a huge Twitter space, and Charles Hoskinson was there, and the CEO of Coinbase was there, and CZ of BINANCE was there, and all really major heavy hitters in cryptocurrency, and Algorand was crickets, nowhere to be seen. You see, it's not always about you being in the headlines, it's about you talking about the headlines, which then gets you in front of the right eyes and ears. It's all about trends. And if something in crypto is trending and you're in the crypto atmosphere, you need to be talking about that. So this is one of the major weaknesses that Algorand had, and now Algorand doesn't seem to have that weakness. Now, I don't know if Jessica is putting Stacey in front of the right eyes, but it's a very high coincidence and probability that this is happening because Jessica is now on the team. A couple of people in the Algorand community did mention this. Besides for that, Algorand has a massive upgrade that's coming in 2023. We currently do 6,000 transactions per second. We're gonna be upgraded to 10,000 transactions per second. This is very important. Not that we actually need those transactions, because we're only doing around 10 transactions per second, and most blockchains are, by the way. But it's very good to show that we can do these upgrades on time, as promised, no downtime, no issues, no faults, and we keep expanding and we keep flourishing as a blockchain. Besides for that, we're gonna reduce the amount of that lag. Remember I said it's around 3.5 to 3.9 seconds, so now it's gonna be somewhere between 3 to 3.5 seconds. Again, does it make a difference? That's a very good thing if you want to do more gaming on Algorand, if you want to build more social media platforms, so on and so forth. By the way, shout out to Nivgen. They're doing a Web3 social media platform, like a Patreon for Web3. They're building it on Algorand. I have a link to their website down below if you guys want to check it out. Really cool thing. Besides for that, Algorand is building something called the Algorand Kit, the Algo Kit. And who's building it? Our beloved John Allen Wood. Who's John Allen Wood? He's the CTO, Chief Technology Officer of Algorand Foundation, not Algorand Inc. And he's building a kit to make it very simple to do plug and play technology. Now, he talks a lot about Unity software. I believe he worked with them in the past, or somebody else in Algorand worked with them. And Unity Software, if you know, they build a very plug-and-play, developer-friendly application for Web 2 developments. A lot of the games that you've played on your cell phones, for example, like Angry Bird and Temple Run, things like that, were built with Unity Software. So Unity Software, like Algorand Kit, believes, hey, you as a developer, focus on the main guts, and everything around, let's make it as easy as possible for you to build. And that's what Algorand Kit is going to give you the capabilities of doing. So the price of Algorand is super cheap. Even right now, it had a little bit of a run up at 26.5 cents. It's still very, very cheap in my personal opinion. Super fast, environmentally friendly, economically friendly. They have the chief marketing officer. You have Stacy, who's going on a lot of interviews. You have the CMO, John Allen Wood, who's also behind Algorand, building really, really cool products. And not to mention, there's going to be a lot of pushing that's going to happen in the background that a lot of people are now privy to. I'm doing my research. It's all rumors, and I can't confirm anything, but there's a lot of things in the background that's happening and worked on with Algorand Foundation. Besides for that and all the upgrades that I was just talking about, Algorand offers you a very, very robust governance reward systems. And this robust governance reward system is not to be mistaken like staking, which means we are probably under the radar of Gary Gensler and the SEC that is going hard after cryptocurrency. They find Kraken like 30 million, and I own Kraken, the Kraken exchange pre-IPO. That really sucks. And they're going after BUSD, USDC, all the stable coins, and I don't want to get into it, but as you heard Stacey Warden talking about it in an early interview. And because we're doing governance instead of staking, and we're probably under the radar of the SEC, this is fantastic. Not to mention, our governance is giving you somewhere between 6 and 12% plus or minus, depending on what type of governance you want to be doing. And governance is just when you get to vote on what's happening on the measures of the Algorand blockchain. With everything that I just said right now, Algorand is a fantastic, fantastic cryptocurrency play in my personal opinion. But with that said, that doesn't mean that's your opinion, and you should definitely do your own research. Always strive to do your own due diligence and your own research. And everything that I say is purely entertainment and education, just my personal opinion. And I could give you one piece of advice. If you want one piece of advice, please click on this video right here down below. This is another entertaining and educational piece of content that you should definitely enjoy, and it will put a smile on your face. Thank you very much, and have a blessed day.